Hello, everyone. It's that time again. NFL Week 4 football picks and a slight recap of what went on in Week 3. And it was another upside down week. I mean, you're better off flipping a coin in some of these picks, I swear. I mean, you look at some of these, what you think are givens going into the week. I went 8-8. All right. 3 of the games that I got wrong. I mean, it's just should have been 11-5. Most people should be 11-5 or 12-4 after this week, but I guess that's what happens when everyone picks the Vikings to beat the Bills, which who wouldn't? And the Bills win. Who wouldn't pick the Packers to beat the Redskins and the Redskins win? Who wouldn't pick the Jaguars to beat Tennessee and Tennessee wins? We'll get to that later. And who wouldn't pick the Patriots to win when Detroit ends up crushing the crap out of them? I mean, it was a weird week. And for those of you in survival football who picked the Patriots, the Jaguars, the Vikings, or even the Packers, that's like 80% of the population in survivor pools who picked those teams. So, rest in peace, alright? Trust me, this was a week. I am just happy to be 500 this past week. Let's go ahead and talk about it. The first game. By the way, I have the oven on preheat, so in about 2 minutes or so, I'm going to bail for a second, pop my pizza in, and come right back. So bear with me on that. Let's go to week 3. Maybe I could be better prepared. NFL week 3. Okay. No, not 2017. Okay. There it is. Jets Browns. Of course, the one time I picked, I'm this close to picking Cleveland and I decided not to because I need to see a game from it. I wanted to pick the Browns, I just couldn't. But they got it done. So kudos to Cleveland, kudos to that team. Bills at Vikings, who wouldn't pick Minnesota and the Bills end up stomping them. Giants at Texans, I picked the Texans because honestly, who kind of wouldn't pick the Texans with Deshaun Watson? Not a lot of people had this Texans team starting 0-3. Too talented of a football team to do that. Packers Redskins. Who's going to pick the Redskins after the way they looked last week against the Colts? 49ers Chiefs. That's one of the things that went right. Raiders Dolphins. One of the things that went right. Colts Eagles. One of the things that went right. The Titans Jags game. I told you. I did say it. I said it in my last predictions video. And if you're a Jaguar fan and you're watching my predictions video, and you listened to me in my last predictions video, I told you to stay the hell away from that game in your bets. I said stay away from it. You do not want to touch the Titans-Jags game. For those of you who didn't listen to me, I told you so. I did tell you. I warned you. And I am damn happy to be 2-1 right now. Everyone coming into the season was just blushing over the Texans and the Jaguars, and Tennessee was an afterthought in that division. Everyone was so excited for these two teams. They were the top 2 teams in the AFC South. And Tennessee just kicked their asses in back-to-back weeks with a backup offense, might I say. They did it with Blaine Gabbert, and then they did it with Blaine Gabbert and a 70% Mariota. So, for those of you who picked the Jags and Texans, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I kind of had Tennessee third in the division too. But, told you, you can't overlook this team. And I'm excited. Next up, we have the Bengals at Panthers. I tried going for the upset here, which you can't fault me for. The Bengals look good and they had extra days rest. But the Panthers, maybe the Panthers are a pretty decent football team. Broncos Ravens, that one was right. Saints Falcons really could have gone either way. The Saints ended up getting the victory in a very good game. The Rams took care of business against the Chargers. Chargers kind of kept it close. The Bears had to come back to beat the Cardinals, who jumped out to an early lead. I picked the Seahawks against Dallas because the Seahawks, I could not see that team dropping to 0-3, and they didn't. Patriots, Lions, we all know what happened there, and Steelers, Buccaneers was projected to be a coin flip, but I said there's no way the Steelers start the season 3 weeks in without a W. And the Buccaneers starting 3-0, don't think that was going to happen with Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback. So there's your recap on the week. I ended up going 8-8. This brings my record to 23, 23, and 2. I'm still 500. On that note, I'm going to put my pizza in. I'll be right back. We're back. Okay, now let's get to the picks. First game. X out of that. Vikings at Rams. You kind of want to give the Vikings a pass on that Bills game, but it's difficult not to because they just look completely atrocious. I don't know if they looked past the Bills. They probably did, to be honest with you. The Rams are rolling, and I think they continue to roll, especially at home. The Vikings are traveling cross country on a short week. The Rams get to stay at home. The Rams have been at home too. So I think the Rams get the win here, 28-21 over the Vikings. Bengals at Falcons. The Bengals dropped to 2-1 on the season last week against a good Panthers team, and now they go up against another team from the NFC South in the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are 1-2, and the Falcons need to get back to their winning ways. So both of these teams at 2-2 sounds about right. So give me the Atlanta Falcons here. The Red Rifle fell back down to earth last week. I don't think he has nearly as bad a game as he did last week this week. But we'll go with a final score of 27-18 over the Bengals. A weird score. Buccaneers at Bears. Here's your first interesting one of the week, because both of these teams are surprisingly 2-1 and surprisingly leading their divisions. Yes, one of these two teams is going to be 3-1 by the time the week is over. This could be the week Jameis Winston returns. Whether Winston returns or doesn't return, I'm picking the Bears to win this game, because the Bears have the best defense that the Buccaneers have seen so far this year. The Buccaneers' first 3 opponents came against the Saints, who, as we see, barely have a defense. The Steelers last week, so as we could see, barely have a defense. And Philadelphia's allowed 26-point-something points on the road in their last 8 road contests. So the Eagles don't even really have a good defense on the road either. So Tampa now gets to travel all the way to Soldier Field to take on a Bears team with a pretty ferocious defense. So give me the Chicago Bears in a lower scoring game. Tampa's defense isn't anything to write home about. We'll go with a score of 22-16 over the Buccaneers in overtime. Next game, we have the Lions at the Cowboys. Detroit could be that 0-2 team to turn it around. There's one every single year. There has been for the last 5 years. For the last 5 years, a team that started 0-2 has gone on a run to make the playoffs. The Detroit Lions, I think, are a very, very likely candidate to do that this year, especially after their win against the Patriots. When you think about this Lions team, all they had was one bad quarter. Other than that, they've played in their last 8 quarters, or no, their last 5 or 6 quarters, they've drilled their opponents. They stormed back in the second half against the Niners, and that momentum carried through to week 3 when they played the Patriots. Detroit is now going up against a Dallas team that is still looking for their offense. Dak Prescott is continuing to underwhelm. Every week it seems like he gets worse. And Matt Patricia is known for his defense. And I think Matt Patricia finds a way to get it done against the Dallas Cowboys. And the Lions get to 2-2 as a result. So we're going to go with a score of 23-14 over the Cowboys. Next game we have the Bills at the Packers. Give me the Packers. there's no way lightning strikes twice for the Bills. The Bills had a very good week last week. I'm going to give them a little more respect, though. Packers are coming off a loss, but I'm going to say Green Bay takes this game 30-17 over the Bills. We're going to give the Bills a little more respect this time around. And I don't think they can do this twice in a row. Next game, we have the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to take on the Titans. Now, I wonder how many people are giving Tennessee a chance to win this game. It's a very small population. Very, very small population. How many times does history need to repeat it? I mean, I'm even picking the Eagles in this game. But I'm just speaking on the general whole. How many times does history need to repeat itself before people start paying attention? Because the way I see it, if you even date back to the postseason and the regular season, last year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in Tennessee's last 6 total games, there was one game that not only were they favorites in, but people were picking them to win. That was the Miami Dolphins game week 1. In the last 6 games, Miami Dolphins week 1. They lost. Typical Titans. The other 5, no one gave Tennessee a chance in. No one gave Tennessee a chance in week 17 against the Jaguars. Hell, no one gave them a chance against the Chiefs in the playoffs. No one gave them a chance against New England, which is Tennessee's loss there. They lost that game. No one gave Tennessee a chance when they were starting Blaine Gabbert down with 3 offensive tackles against the Houston Texans. No one gave Tennessee a chance against the Jaguars, playing a injured Marcus Mariota or Blaine Gabbert against a team that just walloped the Patriots. But guess what? Those 5 games that everyone said Tennessee had no chance to beat them, they're 4-1 in those games, guys. They're 4-1 in those games since week 17 of last season. That one loss came at the hands of the New England Patriots. Be careful with this game and this team. Do not touch. If you're a betting man or woman, do not touch the Tennessee Titans, please, for the rest of the year. Just don't. This is a team that will confuse a lot of people because nothing this team does makes a modicum of sense. And now Philadelphia is traveling to take on the Titans. Here's another stat for you. Did you know that Tennessee, they're 11-2 in their last 13 home games? Bet you didn't know that. Guess what? In the last 13 home games, I'll comment something in this video on the validity of this. But if I'm not mistaken, that 11-2 home record in the last 13 games, I think it's the best 13-game home stretch of any of these teams in the league right now. And I'm going to do my research after this video to see if that's true, and I'll post a comment about it. So the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm picking the Eagles to win this game. But, man, you better not overlook this Titans team, because I've even overlooked them. I gave them no chance against Houston. I didn't even give them a chance against Jacksonville. I was just like everyone else. And that's my favorite team we're talking about. I didn't even give them a chance. I gave them a chance in the playoffs against Kansas City and Jacksonville last year, but with a backup offense, oh hell no. But they got it done. They're 2-0 in the division. Everyone, and like I said, everyone was crowning the Jags and Texans before the season started and completely overlooking this Titans team, and we just beat them both in back-to-back weeks. So it looks like the division's going to come down between Tennessee and Jacksonville again. That being said, everything being said, the Eagles, I think, win this game 19-16. Texans at Colts, pick Houston, only because the Colts defense has gotten better. But the Texans 0-4? Really? A team that talented? This Texans team drops to 0-4. Bill O'Brien's seat gets fiery real quick. And I think the Texans are going to pull this out for their coach by a score of 24-20 over the Colts. Dolphins at Patriots. Oh man, this game. New England needs this game. They can't afford to drop 3.5 games below Miami. The Patriots will get it done at home. All of this talk about New England being done, this is an annual thing every year, and people are crazy for even thinking it. I mean, there could always be that one season where it really is different, but was Matt Patricia? I mean, here's one thing I'll say, and this is going against New England. Was Matt Patricia that much of a reason this Patriots team was good? He was their defensive coordinator. Defenses win championships. New England has had good defenses in Tom Brady's years. Without him, are the Patriots vulnerable? We'll see, but regardless, I have them beating the Dolphins at home. Miami will probably get them at their place because Miami does that to the Patriots every year, it seems. But right now, I believe the Patriots take this game 28-27. We'll keep it close. Jets at Jaguars. Give me a break. The Jaguars are going to wake up again, and they're going to be the Jaguars because they're not playing the Titans. Because in their last 19 regular season games, the Jaguars are 12-4 against everyone, 0-3 against the Titans. That's right, almost half of their losses in their last year and 3 games has come at the hands of one team. And the Jaguars, I guarantee you, are going to wake back up and play like they do. And they're going to beat this Jets team. We'll go give the Jets defense a bit of credit. The Jaguars will win 27-13 over the Jets. The Jaguars will win. I don't know if I said. Browns at Raiders. Flip a coin. The Browns will have extra time to prepare, but they're traveling all the way to the West Coast. The Raiders need to win a game. Oh man, I want to pick Cleveland. I want to. I can't though because I don't know if they can win 2 in a row. That's a challenge, Cleveland. That's a challenge. Win 2 in a row. I gotta pick the Raiders though. The Browns need to show me just a little more. The Raiders are a better team than the Jets. And I believe the Raiders will get the win, but the Browns will keep it close, like they seem to always do. 19-17. Raiders win on a game-winning field goal to get off the schneid. Seahawks at Cardinals. Give me a break. Seattle should go into Arizona and mop the floor with them. 20-6. Josh Rosen is starting. And at least I think he's starting. But, I mean, the Cardinals are not a good football team. There was a lot of talk about them possibly being a dark horse, but they haven't done anything to prove that they can be. Saints at Giants. Pick the Saints in this game. The Giants, they're coming around slowly, but the Saints seem to have found their offense last week. So, take the Saints 31-21 over the Giants. 49ers at Chargers. San Francisco, man, I am so sorry that happened to you. I mean, that's just terrible luck, and that sucks. You gotta pick the Chargers though at that point. I mean, the 49ers, they could have been something this year, but now they can't be because Beathard isn't doing anything. And against the Chargers, this Chargers team is going to be 2-2 by the end of Sunday. 28-14 over the Niners. Ravens at Steelers. These two teams throw everything out the window. I'm just going to give it to each home team. I don't care what their records are when these two teams play later on in the season. I'm picking the Ravens the next game they play in Baltimore. This one's in Pittsburgh, so I'm picking the Steelers. So yes, let me say that one more time. I am picking the Steelers in this game right now in Week 4. But when these two teams play again in Baltimore, I'm picking the Ravens. Because every year, throw the records out the window, these two teams get together, and it is a fight. And I'm going to pick the Steelers to take this game 24-22 over Baltimore. I mean, what can I say? Give it to the home team. Both of these teams are good against each other. They know each other like the back of their hand. Last but not least, Chiefs at Broncos. I'm putting Kansas City on upset alert in this game. That being said, though, I'm still picking the Chiefs. And I'm picking them to win 31-28 in a closer game than people will think against Denver. For the same reason regarding the Steelers and Ravens, the only difference is I think the Chiefs are overall a better team than the Broncos. Kansas City should get this win. Patrick Mahomes should go to 4-0, which I'm sold on this kid. All right, I needed to see a little more, and I saw a lot more. I've seen everything I needed to see to know that this kid's going to be a stud in the National Football League. Pick the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. All right, those are my picks. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.